The containment pod hissed open with a rush of pressurized atmosphere, and Kexera felt her chitinous plates instinctively flatten against her segmented body. Through the transparent aluminum barrier, she watched the bipedal creature approach with measured steps. Its pale skin gleamed under the sterile laboratory lights, and those strange, forward-facing eyes studied her with what her species would have recognized as predatory focus. This was it. After 3 rotations in the research facilities holding cells, her time had finally come. The humans had captured dozens of her kind from the mining colonies of Kepler 442b, and none had returned. The stories were whispered in the darkness between cells, how these mammals consumed other sentient species, how they processed protein with the same mechanical efficiency they applied to their technology. The human male stepped closer, his movements deliberate and controlled. Kexera's compound eyes tracked every gesture, noting the absence of visible feeding apparatus. Perhaps they used tools. Her people had observed their crude implements from afar before the invasion, metal extensions that could tear through their naturally armored carapaces. "Easy there," the creature said, its voice carrying strange modulations through the translator implant. "I'm Dr. Marcus Webb. I know you can understand me." Kexera remained motionless, a survival strategy encoded in her genetic memory. Her ancestors had survived the great predators of their homeworld through absolute stillness. If she showed no signs of struggle, perhaps the consumption would be swift. Dr. Webb reached toward a control panel, and she braced for the final breach of her containment. Instead, the energy barrier flickered and died completely. The human had removed the only thing standing between them. "You're free to move around," Webb said, settling into a chair that seemed impossibly fragile for a creature of his size. "I wanted to talk." Talk. The concept struck Kexera as peculiar. In her experience, predators didn't engage in communication with their prey. Yet the human made no aggressive movements, showed none of the pheromone markers her sensitive antennae would detect before an attack. Cautiously, she extended one of her primary limbs, testing the space where the barrier had been. Nothing. No shock, no restraint, no sudden lunge from the waiting mammal. "My colleagues think I'm wasting time," Webb continued, his tone carrying what the translator interpreted as regret. "They want to proceed with the standard xenobiological protocols. Dissection. Analysis. Cataloging." The word sent involuntary spasms through Kexera's nervous system. This was the confirmation, they did consume other species, just with more systematic precision than she'd imagined. But Webb was still talking. "I've been studying your language patterns, your tool usage, your social structures. You're not just sentient, you're sophisticated. Your mathematics are elegant. Your poetry." He paused, consulting a tablet. "Your poetry is beautiful." Kexera's mandibles clicked in confusion. Predators didn't study poetry. "I know what my species has done to yours," Webb said, leaning forward. "The invasions, the mining conflicts, the captures. I know you have every reason to fear me." He stood slowly, moving to a wall panel. "That's why I'm doing this." The laboratory's main doors sealed shut with a definitive clank. "The transport ship leaves for Earth in 6 hours, Webb explained, his fingers dancing over holographic controls. "But there's a maintenance shaft that leads to the cargo bays. From there, you could access the emergency pods." He was showing her an escape route. "The pods are programmed for Kepler 442b. You could be home in 3 months." Webb turned back to face her, and Kexera saw something in his alien features she hadn't expected: compassion. "I've disabled the tracking systems. Once you're gone, I'll report a containment failure." "Why?" The word escaped her vocal apparatus before she could stop it, rendered in accented English through her translator. Webb smiled, an expression that would have seemed threatening on any other day. "Because eating someone who writes poetry about the beauty of binary sunsets seems like the exact opposite of what an intelligent species should do." Kexera stared at this strange human who knew her people's art, who risked his career for her freedom, who chose mercy when evolution had given him every reason for cruelty. Perhaps not all predators were the same. 20 minutes later, she was crawling through the maintenance shaft, alive and free, carrying with her a new understanding of what it meant to be human.